Hello everyone, Treecks here and welcome back to Super Treecks Originals World. Another opening has come up in my Let's Plays, because I've actually finished recording Majora's Mask and therefore I know how long it's going to be and therefore I know how many spots open up. And there's actually one in this week. So let's continue with Super Treecks Originals World. This is going to be part 13 and part 5 of the second part of it. Last time we had a lot of fun with levels that actually had some forced deaths into them. Hopefully this time around we can find something similar enjoyable. Okay, the fifth world is actually going to be sky themed like always. And it has by far my favorite overworld theme ever in a Mario game, so even that I'm going to enjoy. But anyway, let's go try finishing off an entire world again today. Might be troublesome because I can see one loose level all the way to the right. And usually that means super expert business coming up. But before we reach that, we need to do 3 regular levels on the pathway first. Okay, I'm feeling like playing some Mario. Toadette is going to finish this off. The final 4 worlds are her thing. After 4 worlds for Toad, Mario and Luigi. The final character in this game is going to take care of the rest. Let's go get started. Oh, Yoshi's Protection. One of my personal favorites. I really like the concept for this one. Especially since I feel it is a unique one because I've never seen anything like this in somebody else's level. Let's go see what Yoshi's Protection actually is all about. As you can see, we get a Yoshi at the start. And this is actually the only Yoshi we're going to get. Throughout this entire stage we need to make sure we keep this Yoshi with us. The first room is going to be just a couple of basic things, making use of Yoshi's mechanics, which is something we should be doing, since this is the very first time we're playing with Yoshi in Super Treecks Originals World. And oh yeah, there's a secret here by the way. Okay, back to full lives again, let's continue. Oh, almost forgot about you. Okay, walking over munchers, also something only Yoshi can do. Here we have a couple of enemies that fly around erratically. As you may know, bloopers aren't really that predictable when it comes to their movement. And therefore it's pretty easy getting hit. So let's be careful here. Okay, next Yoshi mechanic. He can eat fire and spit it out again. In this case required in order to get through here. Next Yoshi mechanic. Yeah, the first room is basically teaching how to use Yoshi before the actual level gets started. Bouncing on saw blades. And after that, the final lesson, the flutter jump. And even asking for maximum height here. Especially this part can be tricky. As you can see, a pretty high up bullet bill blaster. So we need a double flutter jump in order to reach this wall. And get started with the true level. Here we forcefully get thrown off Yoshi, who will actually make his way to a part of the stage we cannot access. And therefore we need to follow him and make sure he stays safe. By hitting switches in time, for instance. Pretty interesting concept, even if I do say so myself. Because of that I do really like this level. Trying to keep Yoshi alive even though we're not on him. Okay, pressing this P-switch in time. And let's move up. Yoshi will do that by himself, because of these note blocks helping him. Okay, here he comes. Okay, he'll get stuck for a while, as you can see. So we need to make sure we hit the switch so he can continue. Okay. Okay, here's a part slowing us down. However, Yoshi won't get very far himself as well. The poor guy can't run against the conveyor belt. And yeah, I couldn't resist filling all these note blocks with a whole lot of crap. Okay, now we need to make sure we don't fall ourselves. And then, bravo! Challenge completed. Not extremely difficult, but still a fun concept. Okay, and now we get a locked door. we need to use this guy's hammer in order to knock him out. Even at the end, we're still not done with the Yoshi mechanics. However, there are 2 locked doors. The second key is actually a little bit below. If you look at the bottom right of the screen, you will actually see a rocky wrench. A little bit harder to hit, but still, he also drops a key. Okay, and there we go. That was the final challenge. Flagpole gotten. Okay, started off interesting. Definitely one of my personal favorites to play around with. Hopefully this was just the beginning. I'm pretty sure this one falls in the expert category, so it's not per se an easy level, but still really fun to try around, so play it yourself if you'd like. All of these stages have their course IDs with them, so let's go to number 2. Oh, dash block Kart. I was expecting this one, in all honesty, at some point. Remember conveyor belt Kart? When we needed to make some very complicated jumps on conveyor belts while riding in a cart. Yeah, at some point during the second to last major update, dash blocks became a thing. So of course I needed to work with those as well. And create a quote-unquote second part of conveyor belt Kart called dash block Kart. This one is a lot shorter because of only a limited amount of dash blocks being able to input in one stage. But still, it's still pretty challenging. Like I'm proving right over here. Hopefully we're not going to die 48 times again. Just remember, jump at the arrows, that is still the same. You should be safe. Jumping over dash plates is definitely a lot easier than jumping over conveyor belts, because these actually don't trip up your jumps. Should in theory be easier. Yeah, there we go. And that was it. This final part is just to get us to the flagpole, because the maximum amount of dash plates were already reached at that point. I couldn't make the stage any longer. But still, there we go. Yeah, once again, I couldn't resist. Sometimes I'm just a clown. But anyway, because of its simple nature compared to the big brother that this stage actually has, I've decided never to upload it. Even though it was officially created before I reached my upload limit. But for reasons I actually decided not to upload it. But okay, let's go to stages that are uploaded, at least hopefully. Oh, this one. New Stuff Marathon. This one is also kind of a part 2, you might say. This one is actually made right after the final major update that this game got. Just like when I made New Stuff Speedrun, which is coming up way later. Because of that being my most popular level. But just like then, I wanted to use the Super Mario 3D World new additions in order to create a level. With the second to last update it was a speedrun. And now I actually created a super long level. New Stuff Marathon isn't called Marathon for nothing. We get every single new addition in that update. And I created an entirely filled, double-layered stage out of it. So it's going to be super long. First new addition was, of course, the cannon box. Which is actually from Super Mario 3D World. Also made its way into Super Mario Maker 2. Okay, next introduction, the boomerang flower. Which we can actually use to hurl around Hammer Bros boomerangs, you might say. Or boomerang bro boomerangs, I mean. Whoever said Mario games aren't complicated. Okay, these trampolines that you can actually turn on and off are actually also new, of course. But okay, let's go make quick work out of this boomerang section. Okay, this guy can be annoying. Need some precise jumping for this guy. Okay, there we go. Okay, addition number 4. After making sure that you're small Mario again. Okay, the propeller box. Also directly from Super Mario 3D World itself. Giving you the ability to fling into the air up to 3 times until you hit the ground again. Which can use to cross horizontal sections, but also to fly up really high, like over here. Okay, now in order to reach maximum height, we cannot use wall jumps in order to cheese it. 3 full swings and we can get to the top of the screen. Okay, addition number 5 is going to be the Goomba mask. Of course, used in order to trick enemies in thinking that you're an enemy yourself. Like these flumps, for instance. They won't fall down. And this guy is also pretty menacing. A boom boom next to a couple of switches. Instant death if he starts spinning around. But luckily, he thinks we're an enemy, so he's going to stay still. Let's move on. You have another type of mask, of course. This guy. Bullet Bill. We are a Bullet Bill ourselves now. This one is by far the most fun to use, so I've created the most difficult challenge out of this one. Just follow the arrows and you should be fine. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, of course, these arrows aren't there for nothing. Okay, another new head. Here, there were plenty of those. We now get a POW head. We are a POW block that can walk around, you might say. And the moment we hit something with our head, it will actually trigger the POW, as you can see. Like with these enemies, for instance. Bye, guys! And you can use it up to 3 times. After 3 uses, it'll be gone. Okay, now a little bit of a cross section. Just a little section here to attempt to be something spectacular. Emphasis on the attempt. But anyway, another use of the cannon box is, of course, that you're able to shoot your cannonballs through clear pipes. And you can do stuff like this. And of course, you can also try to beat bosses with it, like this Boom Boom, for instance. There's actually a key at the other side of the clear pipe here, but of course, the cannonball can't collect that, so... As you can see, you can hit the key, but it won't be collected. We can kill this Boom Boom, giving us another key. And this will actually take us to a section where we get an item that can collect something through a clear pipe. The boomerang flower. You can try to throw it through this clear pipe, but the red blocks are already out, so I'm not going to bother. And now it's a matter of trying to collect the key down there. But this Boom Boom is of course respawned, and is going to be in the way. So it's going to be pretty difficult trying to avoid him. Try to get to that clear pipe. Worst case scenario, you need to kill this guy again, so he disappears. The intended way is to actually try to avoid him the moment he gets hit. Like this, he actually leaves some room, and we can actually throw the boomerang through him and hit the key, collecting it. Okay, and we're still not there yet, of course. There's a lot more. Okay, here's another section where we're going to get back to later. As you can see, the pathway to the right, we cannot go through yet. So, we're forced to the left. Grab ourselves an enemy mask during that. And let's march with the Goombas! I did not expect when hitting record today that I suddenly would get an urge to play Super Mario Sunshine. That's a game I don't play very often. But suddenly I have an urge. Okay, let's just continue. Super Mario Sunshine is not a thing quite yet. Of course, it's going to come up as a Let's Play, don't worry. But not quite yet. Okay, these flumps are here to squish you if you don't have an enemy mask, but of course we do have it. Let's move on to the next section. Another cannon box section. This one is especially tricky because there's some icicles above us, as you can see. So we need to shut off these trampolines, because otherwise we're going to end up in the icicles. Go away! I didn't ask for you to be here. Bye! Also a pretty good use for the cannon box. Okay, Okay, and now we're back here again, only this time we have cannonballs with us, and we can actually go to the right. Okay, just a couple of piranha plants, not a problem. And let's head on to the next section. We're still not there yet. Okay, another bullet bill section, which is going to be even trickier. Just follow the arrows. Keep a close eye on where they are. Oops. Luckily, here's a refill. Okay, another safe spot for now. Okay, there we go. Definitely the hardest part of this stage. Right over here. Okay, let's bash through these blocks. Of course, also a use of the bullet bill. Unfortunately, you do lose it the moment you actually hit the wall, so... Okay, there we go. Okay, here's another propeller box section. Also follow the arrows, because this one's actually going to ask you to use all 3 of your spins in order to make sure you don't get hit. Okay, this one's even trickier. And there we go. Next room, please. Because of course, there is more. Okay, next up we need to use the power block in order to get rid of these blocks. And next we want to use the power block in order to get rid of you. This time around we don't have an enemy mask, so we actually start spinning around the way he should. But we do have a way to kill him this time around. Okay, next room. Okay, be careful not to jump too high here, because we still have a power block on our head, so if we actually hit the ceiling we fall to our death. We still need it in order to get rid of this Banzai Bill. Okay, let's hurry it up, because I'm not blind. I can see the time is almost up, so let's not waste too much time anymore. Okay, let's hit you. Okay, this is a little bit of a tricky section, because you actually need to get rid of the cannon box in order to hit this switch over here. Only the boomerang can hit it. Especially placed that way. Okay, avoid the thwomps this way. And then spin without jumping in order to get through here. And finally reach the final room, where we need to break some blocks, which appear to be leading nowhere. But of course there is something here. The flagpole. Okay, that was indeed a very, very long stage. Man, only 3 levels cleared. We're already at 18 minutes. And I still feel like clearing this world entirely. It actually depends on how hard this loose level is going to be. The fact that it's actually not attached to the main pathway is giving away that it's a super expert stage. Let's try it at least. What do we have? The ultimate bounce. Also one of my personal favorites. A lot of people have hated me for creating this stage, but I personally do love it. It's probably because I made it myself. The ultimate bounce is actually what you can see over here. A stage where we need to go through the entire screen on low gravity while doing nothing but bouncing on cannonballs. That in itself does not seem to be too difficult, right? Yeah, you just wait until the second room. It is a stage with a mission. We're not allowed to hit the ground. Not that there's a whole lot of ground here, but you can, in theory, still land on the bill blasters, of course. However, because of the fact that there's a mission here, we cannot save in this stage. Checkpoints aren't allowed in stages with missions. And yes, this actually has 2 rooms, because the thing I was actually going for in this stage was not just during auto-scroll bounce your way all the way to the other side of the screen. I actually also wanted to do that vertically. So this first room, which also already takes quite a while, in all honesty also not that easy, because it does require a lot of control over your character. But this is actually only part 1 of it. The moment we reach the far right of the screen, like I said, already not that easy. But we won't get to the finish, we actually get to a pipe. And then we need to do the same vertically, and that one's even more difficult. But we'll see that once we get there. I'm pretty confident I can do this horizontal bit blindfolded, figuratively speaking, because this is not that difficult. The cannonballs all move in a pretty linear way, as you can see. But okay, here's the end of the screen, and therefore ending part 1, and now the true level begins. Vertical auto-scroll. And this time around, the cannonballs, as you can already see at this beginning part, aren't very linear anymore. This one is actually pretty difficult to stay alive. And to make things worse, if you fail here, because of the stage not having any checkpoints, we need to do that horizontal bit over again as well. Yeah, this stage wasn't just created to be difficult, it was also created to be tedious. Something I think that worked out pretty well. I've received a lot of hate about this stage. Not that I mind in this case, because the stage was actually created for that very reason. But if you think you can do it, you're welcome to try. It's definitely a lot of fun to play this, I feel. The ultimate bounce, it definitely is. Okay, and for this final part of the vertical section, we need to make sure we stay in the middle a little bit. Because the exit pipe is going to appear in the middle. These arrows here actually already give that away. That's the whole reason why they're there. To steer you to the middle. And staying in the middle also makes these homing bullet bills a lot easier to cope with. But here we go. Here's the pipe. And here's the end. Other players have died by the thousands trying to clear this stage. And I do it first try. My apologies for that. The fact that it's my own level and therefore I've tested it out a lot and also played it personally a lot definitely helps. If you're not familiar with this stage, I can imagine it being super difficult. Of course. But anyway, we're at 22 minutes, but we only have the castle remaining, so... Yeah, let's still finish off this final stage. Which is the fastest flyer. Okay, that's not a very long one, so... Let's go. The fastest flyer. Also from the final major update in this game, the P-Balloon. And of course, I make a super fast auto-scroll with it. The reason why that is so fun, as you can see already, the auto-scroll goes faster than we can fly, and therefore we are forced onto the left edge of the auto-scroll. And I tried to create some challenges out of that. Pretty simplistic in its concept, you might say. Okay, hurry! Tight fit. There we go. That was part 1. Next up, just like with the ultimate bounce, a vertical auto-scroll section. I do like doing that whenever I create auto-scrolls. And actually come up with a certain mechanic to make use of that auto-scroll. Doing it both horizontally and vertically in the same stage. Nice try, guys. Hi, Roy. Stay away from me, Roy. I don't like you anymore. Oh. Just in time. Okay, diagonal section. Yeah, unlike the horizontal auto-scrolls, you can see the vertical auto-scroll at maximum speed actually does go a little bit slower compared to how fast the P-Balloon can fly, so the chances are a little bit different there. But okay, the final section is back in the first room, only this time we're actually avoiding the rising lava here. And of course the spikes on the ceiling the moment the lava lowers again. Okay. This again, only this time it's a little bit more of a tight fit. Ooh, got it! Okay, and here is the X. End of stage. There we go. Also a pretty fun level. Officially also a second part, because the concept for this one is actually based on the fastest swimmer. Also one of my more popular stages and therefore also still coming up. That one's going to be in World 14, 15 or 16, I'm not too sure where. But it still needs to show up, so it's going to be in one of those final 3 worlds. Similar concept, just underwater. That's basically where this is based on. But okay, we have actually reached the end of World 5. Even though it's going to be a little bit of a longer video, I think it's going to be enough. We've still been able to clear one world in one video. It is still ongoing. Let's make a challenge out of it by trying to create one world per video out of every single world. That would be fun, now wouldn't it? But of course I will break that if the videos do become too long. I'm not gonna go for 40-minute episodes. But anyway, this has been it for today. It was a pretty fun world, if I do say so myself. But I'm not just playing for me, I'm playing it for you guys as well. So hopefully you also enjoyed. And that is what this is all about. But anyway, Treecks out and see you folks next time.